say, yeah.
R5P9 auto thrusters, lone wolf.
Lone Wolf, that is 38.
And 15 points for the A-wings. What's a missile? And I think that's the list done. It looks good to me, anyway.
Yeah. Looks about right.
No, I've not got the points right.
Yeah.
Wow, what was Poe?
38.
There we go, 197.
There you go.
97.
I'd imagine. Yeah, 97 seems...
No,
No, is it not?
can't be.
97?
29, and then we said Vader was 37,
37, yeah.
and the Inquisitor 31.
Yep. Was he not on 97?
I don't know.
I'd imagine they'd be
I
on...
don't ask the total. I normally ask for the.
I'd imagine he'd be on an initiative bid with an aces list.
Could be, but we checked the Inquisitor on the app, didn't you?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so we know the Inquisitor's right. The only one was Darth Vader is 29 plus 4, 32, 33 plus 3 for Predator, 35 plus 1, 36. That's even worse. We're down to 96 points now. What are we missing?
Let's have a look. So I'll do the whole list on here. So we've got that 29 plus Vader.
Let me have a look at the pictures again.
Plus Vader. Predator.
Plus 3 upgrades you listed.
Engine upgrades. Title.
Where's it gone? Where's it gone?
That's targeting. 66.
Predator title engine upgrade.
Push. Navigation. Auto thrusters. Title 1. Yep, 97 points.
Let's see if we've made a mistake with the Omicron.
Yeah, no problem. $97? 97. Makes sense with an aces thing that likes to arc dodge. So
seems weird at the moment. I've had a long day.
yeah, fair enough.
So they're going. Everything seems to be fine with the list. Everything's up there. You said someone had initiative?
Yeah, looks like OJ has initiative.
Okay.
Poe seems to be moving before. I think he placed the first rock as well. So.
Oh, okay, wicked. Ryan, we saw you in top 16.
Yeah.
Didn't go too well for you. It was
not this
a bit
time.
of an uphill struggle.
It was indeed,
So we're going to have stick around, have a look, see what happens. And what you staying through to the final, or are you going to be heading?
Not sure yet, to be honest. Just kind of see how it goes, see how tired I get, see how hungry I am, really, I guess.
And then where are you staying?
The Holiday Inn Express. So I think it's kind of half a mile or so, just a little walk away. So
Okay,
not too bad. Not too bad.
So let's have a look.
So I've got quite a sort of aggressive opening from OJ.
Yeah, like I said, I'm going to have something to eat, or I think I might fall over.
Yeah, you carry on, man. You carry on. Ready, prepared.
Okay, so let's see anything they might be saying in chat, because people keep going on, you're not paying attention to chat, you're not paying attention to chat. I got spanked 100-0 at Cardiff versus a very similar list that beat Ryan. There we go. You're from Cardiff.
I am, yes, indeed.
Did you play in the regional?
I did, yeah. I was actually running a slightly different list, which was the Inquisitor. Same build as we got here, but I had proton rockets on him, so the range on 5 dice. And then I had Howl Runner with crack shot and 3 Black Squadron ties with crack shot.
Wicked.
Which was nice until I met aces, and they kind of danced around.
You're the guy that spanked this guy?
I'm the guy that spanked this guy.
He says you got spanked 100-0 at Cardiff.
That's very similar to this
that beat you.
Yeah, so that'll
Which is
be
pretty much it.
Yeah, yeah.
So you're the one that spanked him.
Well,
oh, there we go.
I think
Case closed.
It was Dominic.
Oh,
no, it was
right.
Dominic. Oh, I think. Did he make top 8?
I don't know. Look, we'll have a quick look.
No.
Top 16. Dominic. No.
Dominic Rougier, no. Okay.
No.
Oh, so he got knocked out then.
Got beaten by James Finlayson.
Ah, okay.
Okay.
Sorry, man. Oh, shout out to Olaf, by the way. That was a good game.
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
You right there?
Yes, sir. I didn't realise.
Long day,
No,
right?
this was the packed lunch that my mum gave me. Right.
Right.
And I've got baguettes, so it's like super chewy. And I was like, rather than taking a quick bite and getting back on it,
Yeah.
it's a bite,
Chow down.
and I'll be here for half an hour. Okay, so anyway,
No worries.
and please excuse me, the very poor manners. They're my microphones, so.
Yeah. Yeah, try and keep them clean.
I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, that's right. Poe Dameron
Yes.
has been painted by Jason Tovey
Ah,
for OJ. He wanted to make sure we gave a shout out to him for
that's
that
very,
work.
very nice,
He'll be
actually.
at home watching. 121 spectators for the top 8 match. Ryan, I cost you top 8 at Cardiff.
Yeah, I think I would have missed anyway because I went 4-2 and it was only a top 8 cut. But I could have made it if I'd won my last round, which was against the Aces, against Ben Lee, who made top 16 here. Yeah, so it was tough day at the office there as well. So again, narrowly missing out.
How many people at Cardiff?
Cardiff was good question. Put me on the spot now. 72, I believe, in the end. I think we had about 8 drop out on the day, basically pre-booked tickets and just never showed up. So I think it was around about 72 in the end.
That happens.
So yeah.
And we've already seen OJ on the stream today, and he done very well.
Oh, okay. What game was that? Do you remember?
I can't remember.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. Long day, it's fine. No worries.
Oh my god.
Okay, so we got the A-Wings making a move for the Inquisitor.
That is one of the priority targets. We saw this.
Yeah, absolutely. He is legitimately a pain. Just sits there, range 3. He's got his auto thrusters. He's got his 4 of 8 dice, and you just can't touch him. If you're not firing kind of 4 dice back at him, cannon style or whatever, or torpedoes, he's a pain.
Darth Vader is the squishier of the 2 targets.
Absolutely,
having less modifiers for his defense dice.
Absolutely.
But in this case, it seems that OJ is making it quite clear that. Well, no, but there goes Poe.
Yeah.
Let's have a look.
Yeah. Vader's got his target lock on him.
Short maneuver. Looks like
Okay, so he has gone. He's bumped, has he?
No way.
No way that clears.
No. Suspect.
Tight. Tight. Good flying.
Peyton Duncan sounds about right. No, I think he likes to include Howe. Wasn't at Cardiff. 72 at Cardiff. Username 6. What are they on about? Alright. You all keep complaining I'm not paying attention to chat, and then when I do pay attention to chat, you're just talking a bunch of nonsense. No, there's no conversation there. Say hi to X-Wing Malaga. Rafa, hi to you. Anything else interesting going on here? He bought me a drink after the game. You see what? Pay attention to chat. So he bought me a drink after the game. It was a really nice bloke. Let me have a look. After a long day. It's been a very long day.
It has been a long day.
I always like to explain, in case you haven't heard already, I come from Spain to England.
Sure.
My sister lives around the corner, so it gives me a perfect opportunity.
Good excuse, absolutely.
And so last night I went to bed at 10:30,
right.
got up at 2 to drive to Barcelona.
Lovely jubbly.
Get the plane at 7 and arrive here at 9. And it was like, I think I actually landed here going faster than the plane did at the airport,
sure.
and didn't stop since then. And yeah. I did get 20 minutes during lunch to be able to go over to Hall 1 to get my badge.
Sure.
and nothing else.
Okay.
So
Fair enough. Busy man.
it's what?
It's OJ with the big move there, going hard for the Inquisitor, selling out on the Inquisitor here. See if it pays off. Obviously, Wes goes first. Stress for stress. So he's double stressed. It's quite, I like the move. Get the 2 stress on him.
4 dice. Can't read
what's he
those. There's
got?
3
Can't
blanks
see
though.
him.
There's 3 blanks. 2
Spends
blanks there. Spends a evade token.
It looks like he's good.
There's 3 blanks up there. So at most it's 1 hit. We can't see because of the glare.
Yeah. So no damage there. Okay. So we got Vader facing off with Poe.
I like that as well. That tiny little gap between them.
Yeah.
Okay.
What we got? So one. Spend the
Reroll.
target lock?
Palpatine.
No, that's got to be spending the target lock.
Oh, of course. Predator.
Oh, Predator. Of course, yeah. Yep. Nice.
And
so
then,
that's.
and then Palpatine and the other one.
No, we'll add from the.
No, but there were 3 dice at range 1. He re-rolled 1. Changed the other ones.
Had a focus token, so I think he spent the focus token. Had a hit eyeball blank, re-rolled a blank.
All right.
I think that's a couple of.
I'm going to try and chill out a bit.
Yeah, no worries.
I'm a bit too quick on the draw. So he's lost his shields.
Yeah, indeed. So what's Poe doing? Poe's, is that 3 hits? No, is that 4? Looks like 4 actually. So he's Palpatined. So shields off damage.
3 hits and a crit.
So shields off
3
Vader.
shields off of the.
Poe looks like he's lost his shields as well.
2 shields off of Vader. There we go.
So you got the Inquisitor on Wes. Oh, is that a double evade?
I see
no,
1.
2 shields. 1 evade, so eyeball as well. 2 shields there. Okay. So trading shields left, right, and centre here.
On Wes. 2 hits, a blank. No, it was an eyeball and a blank.
And then Poe's ability. Very good ability.
Prototypes.
Yeah.
Looks like an eyeball.
3 hits.
No, wow. 1 evade.
So yeah, 2 shields. 2 shields off the Inquisitor. So both Vader. So pretty much all the aces have lost their shields there.
Bash, bash, bash is what's going on right now.
So then obviously Poe spends the focus and regains the shield.
Of course.
Much to the dismay of his opponent there.
There we go. Someone's moved that camera. Be right back.
No worries. Totally on board with those comments, by the way. They're a bunch of scruffy-looking nerd herders.
Who is?
These lot.
Oh, yeah.
These lot on camera.
I mean, I've kind of asked for it, really, by separating out my table.
Yeah, sure.
Like the other tables, you can't really gather around because they're in like a solid line.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, it's certainly different being on the stream. I'll tell you that. That was the first game I've had streamed.
Having your stream.
Yeah, it's certainly different.
Did you start to sweat? Did you get nervous?
Yeah, a little bit. I was just wondering if my beer belly was overhanging the table a bit too much,
9
there
out
we
of 10,
go.
9 out of 10 games.
Yeah, that's it.
We do as a part of a practice for the stream.
Sure.
I do a Heroes of Atari cluster.
Oh yeah, okay. It's the cooperative campaign, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we did one. With the last one we did. One of the guys came around. He sat on a chair. Another big guy sat on a chair, and the chair broke on it. Not because he was a big guy. It was the chair was already broken.
Yeah, sure.
But it's one of those things where the chair just went black underneath him. I had to grab the camera and quickly show.
Yeah, of course, yeah. Right. So I could take some time over the movement selection here.
Okay, ready to go. Give it that. What was that? Oh.
There you go, so it's A-wing doing a hard one. What have we got here?
What I'm going to do now is try and turn up the table.
Hard two.
A little bit higher.
Yeah, so we got, I believe that's a focus from the A-wing there.
Bumping the lander.
Bumping. Get the old train tracks out. The Swarm won the previous round. Just by the by. Unfortunately for myself. Where's this guy going?
Trying to work out if he bumps on the first
That's,
one because of the collision rules. There you go.
Looks like he's going all the way. At least it wasn't a hard one. Leave the templates underneath for now.
Okay, turn.
Oh, okay, so from Poe. OJ being very aggressive.
Well,
really going, trying to hammer back
so we've got Vader at 9, and then Wes Jansen at 10.
Where's it 10? Yeah. So we got a hard one, green hard one from the Inquisitor. Love that dial. Puts him in fairly decent spot, I'd say. I can't imagine OJ getting any shots on him in this round.
But what? Oh, he had 2 stress tokens.
He
correct?
did, yeah, because of the R3A2 from Wes. So, what's Vader up to? Obviously got the engine if he wants to.
If he uses the engine to try and get Wes, he's going to end up stuck behind a rock.
Yeah.
He'd have to barrel roll, but I don't think he's got space to do it to the right because he gets stuck on the other rock, maybe.
Yeah. It's a little bit.
I mean,
little bit
he'd
of a
fit, but
yeah, not a great
I'm not sure
position.
it's a good position.
No, absolutely, yeah. I mean, obviously the other thing he could do is kind of. I can't really see from the angle, but okay, so he's barreling out, trying to get a bit of distance between himself and Poe. Seems like a good idea.
And then he'll.
And then we've got. Looks like an evade token.
Yeah.
And Wes moving on in, going for that shuttle.
In focus.
Cool. So, what we got? So, okay, looks like no shot from Wes then.
No shot from Wes? Oh, yeah, maybe. All right, okay.
Yeah, one evade there, so that's Poe range 3 on Vader.
No shot. Range 1.
Range 1, the Lambda against Wes Johnson.
Okay.
4 dice. Two.
Love that
and a
Lambda.
crit.
Oh, 2 and a crit and Palpatine.
2 crits and 2 impacts.
So spends the focus, so 1 evade. So it's going to be 1 and 2 crits.
1. What's that? Damaged engine? That. Loose stabilizer.
Loose stabilizer. What's that one?
Damaged cockpit.
So he's going to turf out the damaged cockpit with the integrated astromech there. 2 damage on Wes. Gotta love that space cow being a pain. So spend the target lock. Can't quite see the dice. So that's 1 evade, 2 shields. Did we roll into the hit? Back round we go. It's a good question, actually. With obviously with the Imp Vets, the Countess is really quite an interesting choice, I think. Green K-turns is, I mean, white K-turn is good enough, but green K-turns, yes please. I don't really know. I haven't really thought about it much, actually. I kind of like the list in the variation that it's at right now, and I guess we'll see kind of how how much of an impact that how much of an impact that the veterans has. I'm actually going to the ETC in Greece for Team Wales come August, so I guess the next kind of thing after the Open now would be kind of ramping up towards that and looking at lists, potential lists for that. So
they tried to get USA signed up.
Oh, did they? Oh, okay, I wasn't aware of that.
With Heaver and that lot, but it coincides with Gen Con.
Oh dear.
So with Gen Con or the ETC, they're all going Gen Con.
Yeah, of course they are. Yeah. Makes sense.
The ETC is more really something for if you're a Warhammer player who also plays X-Wing.
Yeah,
as well,
absolutely. I guess
there'd be no reason. I mean, if you're really into it, you'd make that whole trip.
Yeah,
for X-Wing,
sure.
But it's more about being able to combine.
Yeah, right. Yeah. I mean, I got a friend of mine that plays for the Wales 40k ETC team, and he's kind of ranting and raving. It's a good kind of good long weekend to get out there. It's, nice to get away and and kind of have a good time with your friends. I guess with that. So I guess that's kind of the reason I'm doing it more.
And there is an
more
Australian team, correct?
Is there?
Australia take part.
Honestly,
not in X-Wing.
no,
I mean in general.
Oh, in 40k. I think they. I believe so because I think they even have a USA team.
Because they were looking at when they announced the ETC, which was just the same day as our nationals last year. Right. I remember. The Australian Facebook group were already asking to see if people were interested in signing up.
Right. Okay. Interesting.
So Scott Reed goes through to top 4. By the look of it.
He seemed way too happy. Yeah, he seemed way too happy. What we got there? So we got a K-turn from the A-wing. And A-wing looks like he's kind of turning out, maybe chasing after Vader a little bit.
A-wings is cool. I love A-wings.
Yeah, man. Nice to see them on the table again.
So, what I don't like to see is a Lambda.
Yeah, sorry about the waffle, by the way.
So here we go.
Target lock.
There we go. So target lock obviously gives the evade from the Inquisitor on the title, and push for the focus.
Here comes Vader.
Where's Vader off? Turn back in. Maybe trying to finish off Wes there.
Yeah, well. So focus.
Yeah.
The target lock is already got.
Poe's in a pretty interesting position there, really. The shuttle, I don't believe, has any stress on it, so. How many shields does it? Still has shields, right?
Yeah.
So it's not going to kill it. So.
But the shuttle, for what it is, the best idea for the next turn would be to do the zero maneuver.
Yeah, right.
And then block
Poe's
options. Poe's got to go over an asteroid.
Yeah. Poe's got nowhere to go, really, is he? So. Poe is on 1 shield, right? Yeah. So. Obviously, with the K-turn, couldn't use the R5P9.
Wesley.
So Wes does a K-turn.
Again, OJ being aggressive, trying to keep the guns on target.
Shuttle's now going to take a face full of pain.
And I think he's putting a
Wesley first.
So it's a stress that. So the target lock will be from the Inquisitor, right? Yeah.
Yeah, the target lock's the Inquisitor from when he did his
range 2
V1.
shot.
And he's wondering about using the
he's looking
R3A2.
No, R3A2's gone because of the integrated element, right?
Yeah.
So we've got range 2 on the Inquisitor.
Yeah.
I believe. Yeah, 3 dice. So yeah, will be 1 hit.
And
1
1
evade.
evade.
Loving it.
Whoa.
Could spell doom for Wes then. Strips of focus with his ability. And then Poe
Look
into
at
the
that.
shuttle.
And it's like 2 hits and 2 evade. 2 focus.
2 eyeballs, yeah. So he's just using Poe's ability there.
Yeah. 3 hits going in. And that lambda. Eating 2.
It takes 2 shields.
I look like I've got arc. I might be wrong. I might have misjudged it, but
Out comes the laser to confirm arc.
Yeah. Looks like it's just missing Poe there.
never mind.
It's a good wobbly lasering.
Yeah, the laser. We've already spoken about the laser today.
Right, okay.
That's a bad thing. Can't hear him.
So, who's it?
Yeah, I think that's a dig on me, I think. I think one of the guys is on his phone,
right.
yeah, somewhere.
All right.
Target lock.
Palpatine?
Predator, sorry. So, no, that would be the targeting computer. It looked like a
Right.
range 3 on
And
Wes,
there
so
goes
Wes is down. Okay.
32 points on the board for Lewis.
Yeah. We got an A-wing on a shuttle. Shuttle's loving it.
And Poe regenerates the shield.
Poe regenerates your shield.
Poe's going to be the murderous one. Bring him down.
As you said previously, I think the shuttle best move here is got to be that stop, right? Really cut down and
Just
limit the options.
Make it so he's got to go over the asteroid.
That's
He doesn't
it.
want to bump. He's going to lose an action this turn, basically.
Yeah, absolutely.
And wow.
Absolutely. I mean, the T-70s are obviously with the extra shield, little bit kind of can withstand it a little bit with compared to the T-65. So maybe not be the worst thing in the world, but it's obviously not a great position for Poe to be in.
So is this Forix Young Claw is your buddy man over there on his phone?
No idea.
I'm not sure.
Probably.
All right. He's doing a cracking job.
Oh well, thank you.
Yeah. We need to see.
Maybe a little bit more fresh-faced than yourself, by the sounds of things.
I know. Well, I need. I'm always quite open. I'm not very. I'm not. It doesn't. It takes a lot for me to get to sleep.
Right.
But I don't think tonight it's going to be any problem.
Yeah. Tell me about it.
Normally, what I normally do is I stay up until 2 a.m.
Right.
Normally, just because if I go to bed early, my mind switches on.
Yeah,
and I end up
sure.
thinking.
Sure, just
and when you're the sort of person that does things like this,
got
giving
plenty to think
yourself
about,
time to
right?
think about it
That's it.
is bad news. So you can end up driving yourself mad with the ideas you come up with.
Yeah, I can imagine.
And
yeah.
so the best thing for me I found is that I've literally got to stay up until I'm literally falling asleep. So one of the best things to do is to start doing all the work I have, stuff like that, get all that finished, cleaning up the house, and then normally sit down on the sofa, watch a TV program, and if I'm still not quite sleepy, watch another one. And if halfway through I find I'm going like that, well then it's time to go to bed.
There we go, time to go to bed. Yeah, absolutely. Until you realise you've watched the whole season in an evening, right?
In an evening, I've never done that.
No? Okay.
But, I've gone through a lot. Recently I went through Dad's Army. I was like, right, I'm in Spain. It's feeling a bit kind of like, well, I want some classic British comedy. I got the whole series of Dad's Army, and I went through that in about a week and a half. 100 episodes it was, but cool ones as well.
Sure,
definitely a lot of fun.
There we go. So there's the stop from the shuttle.
Did you know the Star Wars? There we go, and Poe bumps.
And Poe bumps. No action on
the
Poe.
Star Wars connection with Dad's Army.
I did not.
The Private Godfrey,
right,
is the brother of Daisy Ridley's grandfather.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
There you go.
So there you go. Well, that's one of them. There may be more. I don't know.
Sure,
yeah.
Well, there's one for you.
That's the Star Wars connection for Dad's Army for you. I saw that and I went, wow. and that was right when I was going through Dad's Army as well. So I said,
okay, so we got a nice little bump there from the A-wing on the Inquisitor.
Mm-hmm.
Helps. And do we have one?
Vader.
So he looks like he's done. Is that a one bank? Yeah, it's a one bank in hand. So
yeah,
let's have a little look.
It's going to clear the base.
Yeah, absolutely. There we go. Although saying that, Poe has only got, well, I mean, obviously Palpatine is on the board still, but you've got kind of unmodified dice against Poe unmodified back.
I mean,
so
the game can still go either way.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
I think it's right in the balance right now.
Poe is a heavy hitter.
Absolutely.
And he's gonna do a considerable amount of damage once he gets out from being stuck behind that lander.
Absolutely. And obviously the lander now has to move forward.
Yeah. So we got the two aces on Lewis's side of the table have lost their shields. They're counting down.
Yeah, that early damage really might come into play.
So here we go. So 2 hits and
so one eyeball, 1 hit. So
just one.
No
hit
damage there.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, I got it.
Oh dear.
So I think
Looks like
this is the Inquisitor on Poe, I would imagine. So it's just whether he wants the Palpatine or not, which he does. So spend the Palpatine.
And
one of 8. Loves it. So no damage there between the two. So this is the A-wing into maybe into the back of Vader. Going into the back of Vader.
Hitting a crit. And one evade.
So spends
the
either. Spends either the tokens there. So. I'm saying on the chat here with 265. That's 31 points to kind of blow up quite quickly. Unfortunately, I kind of feel like that was a big issue with the 265s, particularly when the B-wings came out. I think they really kind of pushed them back.
I mean, Wiz is a good player right now.
He is, absolutely.
We've seen him go quite well.
Absolutely, with particularly obviously against the Jumpmaster list where you knock off the focus and then they can't fire the torpedoes, right?
And so T65s are not quite out of it yet.
No. I think the integrated astromech I think really helps.
And in that stuff that they announced yesterday, they've got the vectoral thrusters to give them a barrel roll.
Sure.
And it looks like that R3 astromech.
Take these, man.
It looks like the R3 astromech is going to be to give them a evade token.
Okay.
Maybe.
Awesome.
So just looking from what we're saying, there's a evade token comes in the pack. And from just having a quick look around, nothing else seems to be sort of an upgrade that would give an evade token.
Sure. Oh, it's going to be very, very interesting. I wonder if they're going to do, because they've obviously FFG before have kind of released that little teaser and then spoiled kind of more as they go down the line. So I wonder if they'll do, they'll probably do this similar kind of thing again.
In the case of that pack, it comes with a recon. No, wait, that's the other one. It's got a tail gunner.
That's the ARC, right? The ARC 170?
Yeah, the Adrenaline Rush. A couple of cards we've already seen, so I mean, it gives them less options to be able to support it. But they've got those 4 unique pilots as well. There's no generic.
Yeah, sure.
So that's plenty of stuff to keep them
going.
Yeah. And they've only shown 2 at the moment. They've shown the Nora Wexley, who appears in the Aftermath book, and Sasha Ray or something like that.
Yeah.
Sasha Grey. It's not Sasha Grey.
Not Sasha Grey. No.
I don't remember. Something like that. And
sure.
she's from the comics at the moment. She's Poe Dameron's mother.
Poe Dameron's mother. That's right. Yeah.
Nora Wexley being the mother of Snap Wexley as well.
Sure.
The one of the Y-wing, when Lando Wedge are going into the Death Star Mark II, they're being followed by a Y-wing, an A-wing, and an X-wing.
Sure.
The Y-wing pilot is supposedly Nora Wexley.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Getting schooled on my Star Wars trivia right here. Like
this is the new canon. It's all a bit up in the air at the moment.
Yeah, that's very true.
I mean, you don't know how much they're going to stick to this afterwards. It was like when the Aftermath book came out, it was a lot of, now you're going to find out what happens after the Empire Strikes Back, after the Return of the Jedi.
Sure.
No.
Nothing was
it's another story that happens after the Return of the Jedi,
I'm with you.
but it's not like it sets anything up in particular.
Sure, yeah. I'm with you.
There's a lot of scenes that involve specific characters that are very much sort of throwaway, and There was no real
I've got a toy spirit,
foregone
everything.
conclusion from those scenes. One of the most interesting ones was
Jeez.
Shadow Bay.
Shadow
Yeah.
Bay, There you go.
All right,
Oh,
we are
okay.
looking at the chat. See.
Yeah.
And I'm looking forward to Vader being terrifying. Rogue One. Did you? One of the things I don't watch trailers,
Yeah.
but I did see that Mon Mothma showed up in the trailer
Yes.
for Rogue One.
Yes.
And I thought that's a shame
Yeah.
because you could have got the actor from Episode 3 who did Bail Organa,
True.
who would be about the same age.
Yeah.
And what's important at that is that he's the one that's authorizing the mission that's going to ultimately result in the destruction of his own planet.
Sure. Yeah.
And so that was that could have been a really interesting
could've,
twist you put on it.
that's it.
That like what you've done here is basically set in motion a chain of events.
Yeah. Ends up your home
We
planet being
presume he was
destroyed.
on the planet when it got blown up because you don't hear anything about him after it. So
That's very true. Yeah. Does disappear. So.
that one, what's going on? Takes a shield token.
Takes a shield off
from
and
the A-wing
I believe.
prototype
Yeah,
pilot.
that's right. So I suppose we probably should pay attention.
No, not so much. It
fine,
can get a
it's
bit
fine.
slow.
It's all-
It
it's
can
all
get a bit
good.
slow if you pay too much
That's
attention.
it. Okay, so they got.
No, it's the same actress from episode 3.
Okay.
But like I say, even so, you can still get Bail Organa, and it would have been a lot more
True.
poignant, the storyline. Two of the aides.
Surveys. So Inquisitor's going back on Poe.
One hit, two
One
blanks.
on there. Oh. Some premature
no,
dice
because of-
rolling. So he's gone for a hit and a crit.
And he's got one evade, takes a
So
shield
takes a
token from
shield.
Poe.
So some nice moves there actually with the A-wings from OJ because that's caused a proper car park.
Yeah,
Um,
and blocked all three of them up.
yeah, it has, but unfortunately, it doesn't look like anything's kind of come of it.
No, nothing at all.
So no damage on the Imperials there.
4 dice rolls.
Yeah.
Now they're back to darts.
Yeah.
More people watching. As long as there are plenty of people around, then I'm happy. Because I'm looking for a lift home after.
Okay, fair enough.
Onto the other side of the airport.
Fair enough.
So we'll see if there's anybody going that direction. So I'm assuming, I don't know. I've got no idea.
My body is ready. I'm really that trailer. As you say, I'm not really a big trailer guy, but that trailer for Rogue One really got kind of got the blood pumping a little bit. It was pretty good. Looks, I'm really excited for that.
Now I thought, and then they released the other day, or leaked the other day the U-wing and that TIE Strike fighter from the visual guide, and I was thinking that those were maybe going to show up in Wave 9. And that was the reason why they were waiting to announce it.
Sure.
Because I don't believe for a minute that Heroes of the Resistance is going to come out before Wave 9.
No, yeah, I'm kind of with you on that actually.
I mean, Heroes of the Resistance is January, and Wave 9 around October.
Yeah, I
like
think
that.
kind of. It would be silly for them not to do something in kind of correspondence with Rogue One, right?
And so what I was wondering is why they hadn't announced it, but they announced the Heroes of the Resistance. I was thinking maybe because Rogue One was originally delayed.
Right.
But getting it as it got delayed, they had the problem that they couldn't announce certain things until they've been properly announced, and they had to wait for Celebration.
Sure.
And so they were going to announce Wave 9 at Celebration.
Fair enough. Time?
No. How much time has been around? Alright, okay. Alright. Alright, okay. Okay. Okay, alright.
10 past, okay, cool.
I didn't realise I hadn't put the timer on. U-wing is a troop transport. You can't get more than 2 people in that thing.
Hey, like in Mini Coopers, right? Surprising amount of stuff you can get in one of those, right? So, is that a bump from a shuttle? Yeah, it looks like it. So.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. Sorry, they were moving the shuttle to get the Inquisitor out the other side.
Here we go.
So pose out the focus. Here we go. We got. So we got the 4. Is that 4K or is that a 4 straight?
Straight.
4 straight. Okay. So maybe bugging out, trying to try and pit this A-wing. I think knock the shield off, right?
That bump fest they had.
Yeah,
back there.
absolutely. A little car park
to
there going on.
To search for a better repositional engagement. How long do they separate their foam resistance from it? Ah, God. Let's not get into silliness as far as the chat's concerned. Until there's at least 5 ships, you're not going to have.
Yeah, that's it.
And well, basically, you have got separate factions, but there's only 2 ships in them.
Yeah, right.
So
yeah,
have
nobody
fun.
says you
Knock
have to
yourself
run.
out.
Nobody says you have to run Imperials with FO, right?
No, you can run your TIE FOs
Yeah,
by
absolutely.
themselves if you want. 3 hits. And the advanced targeting computer.
Yeah.
And 2 evades, a blank.
So that's going to be a crit. So that's a shield and a crit. So what we got, that is...
Oh, that's stun pilot.
Stun pilot, okay.
After you excommunicate, if you're touching a ship, they receive 1 damage.
Shot. Shuttle first.
Down. Oh no, wait. I put it. Oh no, it's on the A-wing. Right, got it.
Oh, okay, it was on the other guy, was it? Okay.
It was on that,
Yeah. No, A-wing in the bottom here. That's Poe there. So it was on the damaged A-wing. Yeah.
That's what I got.
Yep, sorry, I'm with you. Yeah. Sorry, I'm with you. Long day.
Yeah. And long day tomorrow.
Yeah.
And a long day the day after.
Long couple of days ahead.
And then, well, just you wait, man. So I've already told you, I've pulled a long day today.
Yeah.
Tomorrow I've got 6 rounds. Sunday I've got 6 rounds. Then Monday I'm up at 7 to catch a plane back to Barcelona, get
amazing.
my car and go straight to work.
Oh, no way.
And work till 9 p.m.
That's cool.
So 4 days straight is what I've got to do.
That's going to be fun, yeah. Poe spending the token there, by the way, at the end. Just
to regenerate the shield.
Trixie Poe.
Yeah, but I don't think. Well, we'll see. I don't know. He doesn't seem to be doing enough damage. In the last couple rounds,
no. He's got the blocks in, and then but hasn't really had the firepower to back it up so far.
Oh yeah. So we'll see if anything gets any better for him. But for right now, and just saying there's about half an hour to go. It doesn't look like it's going very well for him. I mean, it can still change around, but for right now, he needs to start really doing some damage.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the positions that he's got the A-wings at the moment, and Poe Dameron, he's not going to be doing that much damage.
No.
Poe Dameron's got not enough space to be doing a K-turn.
No, but obviously you've got the Talon roll
potentially, and he could get the Lambda back in up with the Talon roll.
I guess, yeah. I mean, if you can get multiple shots on the shuttle, get Palpatine off the board really early. Not early, but fairly quickly. That does kind of hamper, particularly Vader without the auto thrusters.
Yeah.
Really kind of hampers Vader. Can hamper Vader's survivability.
Yeah.
So that may be one thing that you could potentially do. As we
Sorry.
looks like no problem.
That cable's going under there. It's getting wrapped around your legs.
It is it? Oh, no problem. There we go. Little technical difficulty.
There we go.
All right. Okay, so you're trying to pin Vader in the corner a little bit.
That Lambda going to end up on the debris token.
Okay, so doesn't bump.
No.
No, that hasn't. Surely not.
Oh, wow.
Oh, he's landed just short. Okay. Stun pilot do again? So it's
Stun
if you,
pilot is when you bump.
hit a ship, right?
You receive a damage,
or overlap a obstacle, right?
Yeah, of
so
course.
take a damage.
You don't roll the dice if it's an obstacle.
Yep.
And so we're looking at the one.
Oh, of course, we missed the obvious move with Poe there, which is to come in behind Vader.
Yeah, but
Vader's obviously yet to move.
Yeah.
But obviously Poe can. That's a good wide firing arc from Poe there, so could potentially catch him here.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Gone for the big sweep.
The Lambda probably going to be doing a zero maneuver next turn and make that A-wing bump again.
Potentially, yeah. It's one thing that OJ obviously has to be aware of.
Or no, because he's got plenty of space to pull out a bank.
Yeah, I mean,
well,
even if he goes, potentially
that would give him a good position for to be chasing the Inquisitor as well.
Yeah, so that looks like a range 3 shot.
3 hits is what I'm seeing.
3 hits, yeah. Looks like it.
And
that's some
2
blanks.
and I.
So that's spend the
token.
focus, spend the evade,
and
I'd imagine Palpatine, yeah, and tank it. However, he has stripped. I mean, obviously the A-wing only has the 2 dice, but you never know. Plucky A-wing.
One blank, one evade. They got that shield.
2 shields. So range 1 onto the A-wing.
2 blanks.
So 1, so that's going to be 2 shields on the A-wing.
Shields are gone. And the damage is stacking up.
Yeah, absolutely.
On OJ's list. There we go.
Palpatine helping out. Here we go. What we got? So that's 2 hits.
2 hits.
1 evade. So
evade,
that's going to be a damage on Vader.
Bam.
Douche. 1 hole. Too little, too late, maybe. Toggler, what we got? 2. Can't see what that is. Oh, cocked. Okay, so blank. So shield and a damage.
Shield down, and the damage goes in.
14 points on the board, I guess, for OJ. Half health on the shuttle.
It's not worked. Hang on. When it goes wrong, I've got to put everything back to full, otherwise it messes up.
Okay.
Hold on 1 minute. Okay. So Palpa Shuttle is with 1 point of damage. Darth Vader 1 point of damage. Inquisitor without shields. Where's his dead? Poe Dameron without shields right now.
Right now, yeah.
No, he's got 1 back.
No. Regen, so got no shield back.
2 prototypes without shields and 1 of them with 1 card. And there we go. Right. Screen's up to date.
We're all good. There we go.
Bringing the pain.
Hmm.
OJ's dice are tired. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, that's it. What's this A-wing down here going to do? Do you think kind of kamikaze it across the debris, try and get the block on Vader,
yeah,
try and get Poe in behind?
A free turn to the left.
Yeah.
To get himself in a position where he's basically starting to shut down Vader's options.
Yeah. So one with stun pilot at the top there with a crit.
Here we go.
It's going for, looks like he's going to go for a boost. Some guys getting lively. Going for a boost, trying to get that block of the Inquisitor. Doesn't look like anything's going to get a shot on him though. We got some confusion with the target locks.
Yeah.
There we go. What's he doing here?
No.
Okay, he's going to try and avoid the debris, which he does. And focused. Okay.
it means we leave that ship without attacking this round again.
Okay. Shuttle's going in hard. Oh, it looks like he might have bumped, actually. Not that he gets any actions this turn anyway.
No.
I think I'll need that. I think I'll make it all the way around.
So that this time it does
Slides
count.
him on in.
He's going to roll a dice to see what happens
absolutely.
there, and if a crit comes up, it goes in because it's got no shields left.
True, true. Could always Palpatine it, but it's
That's
a
true,
waste
yeah.
of a Palpatine, I would imagine, personally. But
It depends on.
I would say, yeah, it depends
You
on
can't
it.
check the crit before, so
True, true. Oh, it looks like they. Oh, he may have rolled it. I might have missed it. But no extra damage on the shuttle there.
Okay. And a 4. Okay. No, straight.
Four straight. Yeah. Green maneuver. Yeah, it obviously stressed on that last one, so wouldn't have been able to do the K turn. Otherwise, it's probably off the board, or at least on a rock.
It looks like all of the other tables are finished,
Yeah. Yeah.
and I've got no idea.
So it's the joy of playing Imperial Aces, I'm afraid. 20 minutes left, right?
About that.
Sure.
I don't know. I think Andrew's through by looks.
Yes, yeah, I believe Tom said that. I did catch Tom saying that he gave up as he had 2 TIE fighters left.
I'll
It
give
sounded
it.
like Andy had more than that.
This is the top 4. I'll wait.
So that's
and we'll see what
2
happens.
damage on the shuttle. Oh, hitting a crit. So what crit is that?
Oh no!
Damaged engine.
Damaged engine, so it turns a red. Oh well.
Yeah, exactly. So that's 3 damage cards he's got now. It's down to 2.
Yeah,
whole.
it's down to 2 hull. So this is Inquisitor. So he's Palpatine out into a crit. Poe's got 1 evade, so it's a shield and a crit on Poe.
A double impact, direct impact.
Direct hit, yeah.
It's that one. Down to 1 whole point.
And then Poe from the
And
shot.
2
Oh,
evades.
Voy evades it. Good stuff.
Here we go.
And then we got Plucky A-Wing into the Inquisitor.
2 against the Inquisitor.
He's rolled too many dice, yeah. Re-roll them. So one hit.
So
Yeah, he's good.
no problem.
No damage there. Yeah, that's the kind of issue with only having the 2 attack dice. So that's a shield regen on Poe again.
Yep. Sorry. No. Just thinking. 120 spectators. It's not the final yet.
No, and it's what 10-1 already. Still
but
got
you got to
the
think
semi-final and the final to go.
Yeah, well, yeah. But talking about the number of spectators, it doesn't really
sure.
matter because you got people showing up from Australia now.
Sure,
The
yeah,
US will be online.
Yeah. Well, we had Olaf shouting out earlier, didn't we?
Yeah.
From Australia, so
Some
good stuff.
Okay, so the A-wing, the shuttle. The shuttle's on 1 health point. The A-wing and
2 health on the shuttle. A-wing.
2 health.
Both A-wings are pretty beat up. One's lost his shields. The other one, if it hits something, then it's going to die. So obviously, really have to avoid that.
A hard one.
Hard one. Try and tuck in on the tail of the Inquisitor there. She's going to target lot.
Now the other one.
She's obviously seems like a good idea to try and block the Inquisitor's bank or turn there.
Yeah.
If you can catch him, it's a big if. But if you
Yeah.
can catch him, then obviously a good opportunity to get some damage on it.
God damn it, man. I hope these top 4 games
Quicker.
done in 20 minutes.
Just aim.
I just keep looking at the clock and thinking, no.
Yeah, so
No. So much to
so
do.
another bump from the shuttle.
Oh, and imagine the final. A sin without
Yeah,
time.
yeah. Oh, I know. Yeah, Poe trying to get out of dodge there. Going for the focus. Inquisitor. Oh, he's gone for the hard one. I think he might have gotten away with it. I'm not sure what has arc on him.
Yeah, I don't think he's got arc from any of his ships on the Inquisitor. So we're gonna have a round without Oh no, the Inquisitor will be able to shoot at Poe maybe.
No, not with the. Maybe. With the train track, isn't it?
Oh god, here we go.
And the marking off, and the train track. All the fun stuff. It's bad enough having that one hard on the little ships bump in, but on the big ships it's absolute nightmare.
So
still very much in the balance, I feel here.
There we go. Yes. No.
Yep. No. Yep.
Okay. Okay.
Looks like.
No. He's trying to get some arc. He's trying to get that arc on Poe.
That's it.
There's got to be a way I can do it.
That's it. Yeah, that's it. No,
I think he's done it.
Yeah,
maybe
yeah,
just
well
on the corner.
May well have. Obviously, tokens on the A-wing there.
I don't know if it's actually got brighter in here.
I think I'm just used to
the
lighting.
My eyes have gotten used to the
camera.
camera.
I think that might be it.
Because, yeah, I don't know. And now maybe now that it's darker outside, they turn the lights up.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. 17 minutes. Okay.
Anybody who's here till 2 in the morning.
I was going to say, a good opportunity for Vader to boost in behind there. Get some shots on Poe. If the Inquisitor does have arc, this could be spell a bit of disaster for Poe, really, couldn't it?
Vader as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's going to be...
And pretty much none of OJ's ships shooting this round.
Absolutely.
So it's like 2 hits.
Oh, that's
from
2
Vader
hits and
the crit.
And
they both go in. 2 of them go in. That's one evade, right?
So, yep, that looks like one evade. So that's a crit, a shield and a crit.
And that's console fire. And he's just given up.
Good game.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay,
there we go.
So we'll be going through to top 4.
Damage, yeah.
I don't know who's qualified from the other 2 games.
Out of interest.
Scott, your brother got knocked out, right?
I think he would have been out.
Okay, so let's move this over to the screen. And who won?
So
Andrew and Cameron through. And no, wait. Tom lost, so James Finlayson went through. But which? And Scott? Yeah, that one I know. Andy was.
Yeah, Andy Cameron won.
9 o'clock this morning.
Okay, so that's that then.
Yep, that looks about right.
Tired.
Scott against James. Andy against Lewis. So I'm going to keep Lewis on the table and have Andy come join him. I don't want to watch 2 scumless. Not unless I have to. So let me go over and explain that to him.
Yeah, no worries.
Just want to split down the middle.
Ryan, thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks very much.
Else for the next round.
Yeah, no worries. Thanks for having me.
We'll see you in the next couple of days.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks very much, man. Thank you.
I won.